Hello, welcome to this today's video. In today's video, we are going to learn it is of about measurements of length. So for that, we should to know what this length is what. So generally, student that separation or distance between 2 points. As if I will consider that this is point P and here it is this point Q. Okay, so this is separation between point P and Q. So that is what this is that length. Okay, so over here student that these length they can be small lengths. Okay, so as we can have that one, it is size of the nucleus, size of the atom. So these are very small lengths. Okay, similarly over there that we are having large lengths. So there it is large distances that we can simply call. So it is a small lengths or small distances, and over there that large distances. Okay, so how we can measure them? Okay, so for the measurement of these student, we are going to take the help of that these two types of the two method for measurements. Okay, for what measurement? That it is for the measurement of a small lengths and for the measurements of a large length. So two methods for measurements we are going to implement, student. So one, it is said to be that direct method. It is direct method, while the other it is said to be indirect method. Okay, so these are the two methods which we are going to implement for the measurements. Okay, now as we are going to take that how that and where we are using this direct method. So as student, we can learn that the devices by which we can measure these that distances directly. So direct method devices which we are using over here, that it is of meter scale. Okay, meter scale. So this meter scale, that it is the direct method. So if you want to measure the length of this ball pen, you will use the meter scale, and directly you can find out how much is the length of this one. So with the help of this meter scale, we can measure that up to 1 mm minimum, which you can measure with the help of this one. It is 1 mm, and thereafter that more small distances if we are talking of about, then we are going to use over here vernier caliper. So it is vernier calipers. So vernier caliper, it can measure up to 0.01 mm. This much small that measurement it can do. Next, as we are having, it is screw gauge. So in our ninth standard, we have discussed about that one, vernier caliper and screw gauge. So this screw gauge can measure, it is 0.001 mm. Similarly, that spherometer is there. So one more, it is spherometer. Okay. So with the help of this, that we are going to measure those small distances, and these are direct methods. Okay, and that next which we are talking of about here, it is and this indirect method. Okay, so in indirect method, student, that for example, that we are saying that it is distance between earth and sun. Okay, so what you are supposing, that how will you determine find out this distance between earth and sun? Will you use this meter scale? Do we have this much the length of the meter scale that it can measure the distance between the sun and the earth? Next thing over there, that the distances of stars, planet, or that satellite from earth. Okay, so think upon how we are going to measure them, whether we are taking the meter scale, and with the help of meter scale we are going to measure. Okay, so generally what we will say for its okay, that we are not going to do the help of this meter scale. Okay, then we are looking over there that it is going to be indirect method. So over here, that a few of the indirect method that we are going to use. Okay, now which method that we are going to implement over here? So we are having over here, first one, it is that of trigonometric method. Trigonometric method. Next is there that it is parallax method. With the help of this, that we can find out the distance of sun, stars. Okay, so there it is parallax method and that planet. Next is there that it is echo method. So it is also the indirect method, echo method. Next is there that it is of sonar method. In our ninth standard we have discussed about this one. So with the help of this sonar method we can also determine the distances. Next is there that it is that of radar. Okay, so that's we are having, these are the different that methods by which we can go for those that measurement which is very large, which is very large. Okay, so over here you will see that all these devices which is used in this, they were used for the measurements of that small distances. And if we talk about more method which can be implemented for measurement of these small distances, then student we can use over there X-ray. So X-ray that it is used to measure the atomic size. Okay, and next method that which we can use over there, it is this Rutherford method. Rutherford. So Rutherford has performed that alpha scattering experiment. So he has helped us to know the size of nucleus. So nucleus size is very small. So there is this method which is used for small distances. And similarly that we can have over there, it is that Avogadro's hypothesis. So this hypothesis, with the help of this we can find the that atomic distances. Okay, so this we can do over there. And next, okay, so many that methods we are having over here. So direct methods are also there, indirect are also there. So we are having the devices for the small measurements, we are also having for those large measurements. Now let us to start over here for the measurement of these large distances. And for this first method I'm going to use this trigonometric method. So it is trigonometric method. Okay, this is my first method for the measurement of those large distances. Okay, now this trigonometric, student, we can use this one for that in two condition. One, it is said to be that accessible, while the other it is said to be inaccessible. Okay, so there are the two conditions for which we can use this trigonometric method. So let us to learn over here first the thing that it is for accessible. Okay, so what is the meaning for this accessible method distances? So let us to look over here. So student, just to suppose that I'm having, there is this mountain, either it is tree, okay, and there is the base of this mountain, and we are giving it as the name A, and it is the top of the mountain, it is B. So we want to find out its that height. Okay, so what do we want to do over here? We want to find out the height of this mountain or either that tree. Okay, so therefore we are going to take a distance from it along the ground. Okay, so here what we did, we moved up to this C point, a known distance we have moved from A to C. Let this distance which we have moved over here, it is that X. Now with the help of the device, those instrument which we are having, so we will measure that the angle which is formed by the top of the mountain with this position. Okay, so this angle we are going to determine with the help of that device. You can also use the D. Okay, simple d which we are having. So with the help of that you can also measure this angle. Okay, now this is that right angle triangle. Here it is almost perpendicular, which is over here, that mountain or tree. Therefore from this right angle triangle, student, that my that ambition is to find out this h, and x is known to me. So therefore it will come out to be this that of perpendicular upon my base, and it is trigonometric function tan theta. Okay, thus I will have this x into tan theta. It is equal to that height of that mountain. Okay, now why it is said to be accessible? Why it was accessible? Because you were able to measure the distance between A and C. Okay, so that you were able to move a known distance from A to C. So therefore this is said to be as accessible distance. Okay, once again, why it is accessible? Because you are capable of measuring this that separation between A and C, which you have moved on the ground. Okay, therefore it becomes accessible. Now let us suppose that here it is this inaccessible. So for inaccessible student, just to suppose that here it is a tree on the mountain. Okay, here just to suppose that it is a mountain, and over this mountain there is a tree. Okay, and you want to find out the height of this one. Okay, and you are standing at this place, you are standing on this other mountain. Okay, here it is that other mountain on which you are going to stand. Okay, so now can you find out the distance between the two mountain over here with the help of that meter scale, or either any other method which is we are having? Okay, so we are finding that it will not be possible that how to measure the distance between these two, that mountain. Okay, so therefore if we are standing at this position, student, if I will mark this one as A and here it is as B, so let it be this C position. So over here, that at what distance is this C position from A, it is not known to us. Initially what is said in previous, that we were knowing over there from the foot of the mountain at what distance we were standing, and over here that we are not known that from the foot of this object at what distance we are standing, we are not known. Okay, so let it be this is as D. Okay, this is as D. Now with the help of this instrument I have measured this angle. I have measured this angle, and let this angle is going to be that of theta 1. Let us suppose that this angle which is formed with the top and this position, it is theta 1. Now I start to move in backward direction. A known distance I will move in backward. Let we moved x known distance in backward. So this is x distance I have moved from C to D. Okay, so once again when I'm at D, so I have measured this angle which is formed with the top of the building here, or at top of that tree which is there. So this angle which is right now, it is theta 2 angle. It is theta 2 angle. Okay, so for easy calculation you have to do one thing, that you need to calculate from here cot theta 1 and cot theta 2. Okay, so from triangle, so these are the right angle triangle. So the biggest triangle or the largest triangle over here, it is this ABD. Okay, so ABD is there, and from this you will find cot theta 2. So cot theta 2, what it will be? So we will have over there, it is that base upon my perpendicular. So how much is base? It is total, this distance is there, x plus d upon my that it's a perpendicular, base upon my perpendicular, it is cot theta 2. And next is there that this triangle which is having the angle theta 1, only this triangle. the second triangle. So from this again that it is ABC, this is the second triangle, and you will find over here this cot theta 1. So what it will come out over there, so it is base upon में perpendicular dy h. Okay, now that how much is the separation between these two angles? So cot theta 2 minus cot theta 1. Okay, so cot theta 2, it is x plus dy h minus of that dy h. Okay, and what thing is common? So in denominator h, okay, so LCM will be there h, and upside it will be x plus d minus of d. This is going to cancel, and we get it is simply what, x y h. Okay, and our demand is to find out h, and x is that known distance, c to d, x is that known distance. Okay, therefore student, we can have bring the h to the left side and take this whole value to the denominator over there. So it is x upon में cot theta 2 minus cot theta 1. Okay, so this is that our formula of calculation. Okay, so thus we come to know that with the help of this trigonometric method, we are able to find those accessible and inaccessible distances. So accessible, in which we were known that at what distance we are standing from the foot of that tree or mountain. Okay, and while in this second case we were not known, due to some reason we were not known that at what distance we are standing, but after of this we moved by a known distance. Therefore when we have done our calculation, so finally we got this height of this object, it will be x upon my cot theta 2 minus cot theta 1. So we have measured theta 2 angle, we have measured theta 1 angle, and we have this known distance x. Okay, so thus easily we can go for the calculation of that h, the height of this mountain. Okay, so this is all from my today's video. Thank you for watching.